Ready for some chaos? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So I was in Connecticut because I had to bust my ass through 3 states to get there because my friend lives there and she could watch over my car while I was in Idaho. And when I left Idaho, my flight was delayed so much that I would have missed my connecting flight back to Connecticut, and I was already planning to visit my friend in Southern California for her birthday at the end of the month. So I thought I might as well stay in the West Coast. I fly back to Northern California, where I'm from, and I go to this concert, San Holo and Madeon. It was great. And then the day of, I get a call from my friend saying someone's trying to tow my car. So right after the concert, I had to fly immediately back to Connecticut to go get my car to make sure it didn't get towed because it seemed to be stressing her out, and I took responsibility for my own car. My view is actually very nice. You just can't tell. So this is what my lunch setup looks like. Trying it out for the first time, so we will see. Oh, this is not on all the way. Okay, there we go. Now it's on. Yeah. I just got Whole Foods hot bar because that's like my go-to. Some mac and cheese. Got my refrigerator. Anyway, so this is when I got back to Connecticut and I was reunited with my car. I decided to spend a couple weeks there before I fly back to California to go to my friend's birthday thing. So I made the most I could for like about a week and a half. I was honestly exhausted and tired from just pretty much everything, and I just wanted to relax, but I still wanted to feel productive and do some things and a little bit of exploring. So I went to an overlook, which is where I had my little lunch, which had an exclusive vlog just for subscribers on Instagram. I included some of the clips here, but there's more stuff on Instagram if you guys subscribe. I ended up having a chat with someone who saw that my license plates were from California, and very spiritual, woke guy, cool dude, and he was like, oh, like right across the street is a rose garden, you have to go. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you could probably walk it in like 20 minutes. And I was like, okay. So I walk across the street and I find this beautiful freaking rose garden. Actually, like, this whole place was just like amazing. This park, beautiful. It was absolutely stunning, and I was like, wow, I want to get married here. And then I just continued to walk around, and eventually I left and had to find somewhere to sleep for the night. And that is how I ended up at a truck stop there. And I spent a lot of nights here, actually. And you might have seen on Instagram, I have added lights to my car. Probably can't see, but I just set up camp. Yeah, really cozy in here. The following day, I went to Ender's Waterfalls, or Ender's Falls, which was a little bit far out, but long drives are okay, so I can charge my phone and charge my other appliances. And honestly, this hike it wasn't super crazy, but it did put me back into adventure mode since I was living in civilization for so long. It felt really, really nice to be back in nature. I will admit, the water was kind of gross. It wasn't the worst, but it was like, normally I would not get in the water, but damn, it looks good for the videos, right? I wouldn't recommend going in this water. It wasn't like the worst water ever, but it was a little bit brown and polluted looking. I have seen worse in other waterfalls, but I kind of just went in because I really wanted to get back into the swing of things, and I missed going into waterfalls and all that. There were several like mini falls, like, and really nice like scenic points and like photo ops for me as I went down the trail. And eventually it did start raining, so I didn't go super far down the trail, but I did go as far as I could, and I did at least see like the big waterfall, which is this part. And that guy that I was talking to at the park, he actually gave me a whole list of recommendations, and it's usually a hit or miss. Usually a hit when I get recommendations, but he also told me about this place, which actually, I don't think this was the right place. He just told me it was like by a restaurant. It's like some local spot. I'm not really supposed to expose it. But he told me that you had to like go down this dirt road and like go around, blah, blah. And then I just ended up behind the restaurant. I found this like cool gazebo, and I just sat in the gazebo, did some jewelry, took some pictures and videos.
This is my morning routine. I usually find like a grocery store or something. This time it's a sporting store, sporting goods. And I'm gonna go wash up and use the bathroom. Okay, I'm ready for the day. And now I have to figure out what I'm doing with my life. When times are rough, I have meal replacement shakes. This one's from 310 Nutrition. So, this is gonna look so gross, but this is what I have. So that's breakfast today, and hopefully not dinner, but maybe dinner.
Sometimes life is rough, but that's part of the adventure. So I get back on the road and I am going to another hike, a viewpoint, hopefully. Honestly, not super impressed. It was a beautiful view by all means, definitely, yes. I've just seen such better views in my life. It was still very refreshing to be getting back into the adventure life and stuff, and at least trying to see some views. Unfortunately, there aren't really like mountains in Connecticut, so my mountain hikes weren't really mountain hikes, and the views were still really great, but not quite what I'm used to. This one is Pinnacle Rock, which is very close by to Rattlesnake Mountain, I believe. I then did an evening hike and I ended up on the Reservoir Loop 5, Reservoir number 5, I think. I think that's it. Either 5 or 6. It's one of those. It's on all trails. You'll find it. It was definitely a more civilized path, which I usually like more nature, but it was very, very beautiful and I was having a great time just dancing around with my new scarf that my friend in Idaho got me. The next day I did Reservoir number 6 hike, which was also very beautiful and chill. I was kind of getting tired of these flat views though, not gonna lie, but it was still very beautiful. I was honestly just sticking around Connecticut to kill some time. I was going waterfall hopping, and this one was really nice, to my surprise, because it's like off the side of the road. It's called Westfield Falls. I met a cool dude there. He left his number on my car. And he was really nice, very sweet guy. He asked me to refer to him as some weird guy that I met on the road, although I didn't really think he was that weird. In fact, I thought he was pretty cool. But we'll just go with that. Some weird guy I met on the road. It was nice chatting with him, and he gave me some recommendations of different spots I could go to sleep, and also different sites that I should see while I'm in Connecticut. So that was nice. Next, I go to Roaring Brook Falls, but I don't end up going all the way down. I'm so upset. I just went to this waterfall, and it's pretty secluded, so I was really excited. Like the way down was like way too dangerous, and normally I'm up for the challenge. I tried, but they're usually with really dangerous ones like that. Like someone puts like a rope, or like the tree roots kind of stick out, or there's rocks that I could like hold on to on the way down. But it was way too like muddy and steep. Like it didn't look dangerous, but like it's really steep and like a lot of loose rocks, and it's like easy to lose your footing. So I decided not to do it. I even got a stick thinking like, okay, I can just stick it through the mud and do it. But honestly, the waterfall, like it's pretty, but I don't know if it's worth risking my life for. It's not that fantastic. It's pretty, but yeah. And I've done a lot of dangerous, crazy hikes to waterfalls, but this one just was way too much. As always, I find somewhere to eat and watch the sunset, which this was not a great place to watch the sunset. It was like not even facing the right direction, and it was a nice little pull off to kind of like look out, but like the view wasn't that great. But I just kind of wanted something to look at, so it was all right. The next day, I go to Horseshoe Falls, which was right off like the freeway, so I wasn't expecting much, but it was actually very nice. The water was like relatively clean. And then after that, I went to Buttermilk Falls, where there was like 3 different parts where there's like little falls, and I took lots of videos and everything all around here. I felt like a little fairy, like just like hopping around and stuff. It's also super close, like off the road, like once you park, it's very, very close by, so it wasn't really a hike, it was just more like a walk. and there was a giant rock, like quartz rock. And as a crystal enthusiast, that was very exciting for me. I was like, damn, if I had a pickaxe, man, it'd be the end of it. But I'm just kidding. But I did take some tiny little quartz chunks. Next up is Nanewag Falls, which, funny story, I was literally just eating lunch in my car in the parking lot of the trailhead, and then I was thinking to myself, oh, like, I should find some photographers out here. Like, I haven't, like, shot in a while. It'd be nice to, like, get back into modeling and stuff. And then I just, like, went to the waterfall and found a photographer who was shooting a cosplayer slash model, and I made friends with them, and then he ended up taking pictures of me too. You can see them on my Instagram. His Instagram is SpectrePhoto, SpectrePhoto. And yeah, after they left, I still took some more videos and stuff for myself, because honestly, this was a really beautiful waterfall, and it was so nice to get into the water, even though it is starting to get a little bit cold at this point in Connecticut. I had just come from the West Coast where it's still summer, so I was determined to have a summer. But after that, I was like, I'll go to one of these spots that was recommended by the quote unquote weird guy. And I again failed. So then I was like, okay, well, the sunset kind of sucked, but like maybe the sunrise will be cool. So I decided to sleep there. You're actually not supposed to. He told me I could probably get away with it. And then like the cops like knocked on my door at like 3 a.m. But since I wasn't causing much trouble, and honestly, I was like half asleep, I was not about to go drive somewhere else. He let me stay just until morning until I could leave. I tried really hard to capture the sunrise, but honestly, I kept falling back asleep. And then I went to do another hike. It was supposed to be like this cliff hike, and the view was alright. It was another reservoir, and these two people ended up talking to me for like a really long time, and they're nice guys. They gave me a lot of good advice. And then I decided I was so determined to have a summertime. I was like, let me go to the beach. So I go to Hammonasset Beach, which was also recommended by a couple people, I think, actually. It was a peaceful time. I just sat, did jewelry, meditated, slept, read books, wrote in my notebook. Got shocked by this freaking bird just casually dragging dead fish. There was quite a lot of dead fish actually nearby the water, so I didn't end up going into the water all that much, although I really do miss getting in the ocean.
What are you doing? There's no food there.
After I relaxed at the beach a bit, I think I watched the sunset there actually too. I chilled, and then I found somewhere to sleep for the night. And then the following day, I went to a different beach, a little bit more south. And I just kind of chilled there, had a very relaxed day. This one was more like a local beach kind of vibe. I made sure that I could be there, of course, but I just chilled, relaxed under the sun, and then I made my way to Stony Creek Beach because that was also recommended. I've been mostly having protein shakes as for dinner because, sometimes things just happen in life, and like, unexpected expenses are spent. So I'm in kind of survival mode right now, which is fine. It's all part of the journey. I've been in worse situations, so it's no biggie. But yeah, I've been mostly having oh, there is little bacon bits in here. Oh, vegan bacon bits. And so this is like a real treat to me right now. Maybe that's why it tastes so good, because I haven't like actually eaten food in like a little bit. No, but this is good. I've tried like Annie's vegan mac and cheese, and like they gave you too much mac, not enough vegan cheese. Like the proportions are always off. Amy's, that one's good, but they don't give you shit. Like it's like the smallest fucking portion. Like I need like fucking 12 of those, and they're kind of expensive, so it's not really worth it. But this one's pretty like flavorful. It's like it's not bland at all actually. So yeah. I lied. It wasn't enough. I need more food. I pulled an all-nighter and actually just drove straight to the airport because my flight was in the morning the next day, so I thought I might as well get there early. Turns out you can't sleep at the airport, so that sucks because I totally had to do that. And the airport website literally said that it would cost $50 a week to park my car there. I get there and it's $150 or $175, something like that, a week. So I had to go last minute find another parking garage to park my car because there's no way I could afford that. And then I flew to Southern California, spent some time with my friends. I was supposed to fly to Atlanta afterwards to attend a few events, but my flight got canceled because of the hurricane. So I ended up spending some more time in California, and I got to catch up with my friends in Southern California that I literally never visit. So it was very nice to catch up with them, since whenever I go to California, I just go to Northern California. And I did end up going back to Northern California for just a short week where I pretty much did all of my Halloween cosplays. And then I finally flew back to Connecticut to go get my car and continue on my travels.